Chat Man Friday, a podcast for Maine in North and West Melbourne. Chatman Friday. Very welcome to Chatman Friday. Again, this is Friday and me, Syed and Osman here in this episode with you.
Oh, it's a new episode and I'm very happy to have you here. I'm here today with very special guests. And,
Yes, of course.
I'm very happy. And today
Not one guest.
Actually, yeah,
Today,
two
guests.
guests.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting thing today.
Yeah.
And we have our great friends who are from the Salvation Army. And there are two great men who are providing great services to men who are living in our area.
We haven't had anyone from Salvation Army before, right?
I'm very much interested to hear them today.
New talks today.
Today we have Eddie and Peter, and then let's say welcome to them.
Very welcome.
Yeah, cool. No, thanks for having us, guys.
Yes, thank you.
Welcome, Peter.
Yeah. So that's great. Like Eddie, tell me a little bit about yourself and how long have you been here in the area in North Melbourne, North and West Melbourne?
Yeah, cool. Thanks for the introduction, guys. Hopefully we can live up to the hype of how you built us. But my name's Eddie. I live in North Melbourne. I work with the Salvos in the North Melbourne, West Melbourne area, and I've been in and out. I'm a Samoan Kiwi, so don't hold that against me. But I've been living here in Australia on and off, and for this last almost about 2 years, I've been here in North Melbourne.
And that's great. And here also we have Peter, which is he's one of the first guys that I have met here when I came to the North and West Melbourne Neighborhood Center.
You have a lot of memories with him.
Yeah, and like he told me about that great program that we are going to have with Danilo, the street soccer.
I did.
Yeah, so he was the first person to tell me, there are
That's
a
good.
lot of things happening here.
Yeah.
Welcome, Peter.
Thank you, Osman, Shade.
Thank you.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your link to the area here.
Linked to the area probably through work and working at the Salvation Army here at Flagstaff and the Open Door. And I've got a good family friend who also lives in the area, which brings me here every couple of weekends, I guess.
That's good. So you are part of the Salvation Army, and Salvation Army have been doing a lot here in Melbourne, Australia, and all over the world. But maybe it would be good to just go through what the Salvation Army do in general, of course, and then we'll be speaking about more and more about the Open Door and the Flagstaff residency and your roles over there.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, well, the Salvos. So if anyone hears me say Salvos, that's just what we say, kind of short for the Salvation Army. They've been in Australia, I think, almost 200 years now, and I guess their approach when they first came here was really just about helping your fellow man, helping the person, your neighbor, whether it's through basic needs, and that's kind of evolved over time. And so one of the areas that we work in is the homelessness space, so providing housing, and I'm sure we'll unpack it a bit more later. But yeah, with that comes, there's so many, when people are facing homelessness, there's so many other, it's not just having a house that becomes an issue, it's the food, it's the connection and community, it's all these things that can be a struggle to get a hold of. So the Salvos are just here to kind of help tackle some of those problems in Australia and in North Melbourne. And I don't want to make it seem like the Salvos have all the answers. I think this is just a big issue that we're trying to take on, and thankfully there are a lot of other groups out there helping out to kind of fix the pieces of the puzzle. But we're just here to do what we can.
Yeah, I always admire, the Salvos for their holistic approach. So they take the human being as a human being. So, they try to help this. Oh, no, we're not just doing home support or food support. No, they're taking the person as a whole person and how they can support him. Yeah. And that's very interesting. Would you like to add anything, Peter?
Sure. No, on that, and you mentioned the street soccer program and the way we met first up and discussed what are the good things going on here in North Melbourne and what are the things we can connect with and connect our, the different people we care for to. And that's very much part of that, is to kind of look at where the growth in community is and the care for community. and the people who actually look out and actually make this place what it is.
Yeah.
And that's one of the places. I can mention street soccer again. It's one of those places that welcome people in without judgment. They want to be inclusive. They're very much mindful of abilities and the different reasons people might come and be there at that event. I guess that's kind of what the Salvation Army do as well. I don't think they'd kind of say, and we'd kind of say we wouldn't turn people away.
Yes.
Regardless of how they're travelling. In fact, having that open space to come into, I think that's kind of in the practical support.
That's true. And that we are here, this program or this podcast is mainly focusing for the people who are living, studying, or working at North and West Melbourne, and we are trying to. What would you like to tell them? Like that they want them to. You want them to remember or to know about the salvos.
Yeah, I think just to add on to kind of what Peter was saying as well, it's like, we when people think about homelessness and what that looks like, most your average person would know, I've seen people on the street, sleeping in alleyways, asking for money, and that's kind of like the conception of what they have of homelessness. But because it goes so much deeper, and because, like you said, we're trying to like a holistic approach. At the end of the day, these are just people. This is a situation that people find themselves in, and I guess if there's one message you kind of want people to know is that it's just they have their own lives, they have their own dreams, their own aspirations, and we can when we like kind of look at people as people, can we really start to face that? And it might be things that we take for granted, like street soccer community. But when you're on the streets, it's so hard to find that community because, you're just focused on surviving. And so I think just seeing the benefits of yes, we want to get people homes. Yes, we want to make sure that they're healthy and physically and meet all their physical needs. But, just on a broader aspect, we're just here to help. And I just hope people can see people in these situations still as people. It could be any of us that find themselves in this situation. Some of the stories that I've heard from people that come through in our services would shock you about how, where they've come from. Like all these stories are so different, and it's not until you get to sit down and have these chats with them that you realize that, it's
A lot of things to ask, I'm sure.
The salvos are doing a lot. If we start only talking about the salvos and what they're doing, maybe we'll take the whole time talking about it. But also we want to know about the work that you are doing with the at Open Door as well as at Flagstaff residencies.
But let's continue after a short break. We have something to play at the moment. So we will come back and we'll continue our questions.
Sure.
Okay.
No problem. Cool. Let's go for a break.
This is North and West Melbourne Neighbourhood Centre, and we host programs and activities for locals. Visit us at nwmnc.org.au or call us at 9328 1126, or even better, come in person at 58 Errol Street, North Melbourne.
Yes, welcome back to Chatman Friday. Our guests are here and they are giving us more information about their services. I'm asking, you just mentioned about homelessness before. We want to go a bit more deeper in that. Maybe you, Peter, start. Maybe you can also add something, Eddie. Who is considered as a homeless person? If you just explain a little bit this.
A homeless person, I guess. The people coming into our service have come through an access point and have been referred through to us. And I guess that's the many different pathways to coming to us. So it's very hard to kind of make a definition.
Yeah.
But somebody who has not got a permanent abode,
yes,
I guess is probably the easiest answer. But Eddie, can you?
Yeah,
you can add something.
Yeah, I think like to add to that, I think the people that come to our services, they come from all walks of life. And so, the preconceived idea of what we have of homelessness just being people on the streets, I think, I personally kind of like to say, like I don't refer to people so much as homeless people, but more people that are experiencing homelessness, because there's so many different aspects of that. And so people might be like, the ones that people think of as like rough sleepers, but the stats, some of the latest stats, I think it was like close to one in 200 Aussies have experienced homelessness. And the reason why that's not just people that sleep on the streets, that can include unsafe housing, people sleeping in their cars, or maybe overcrowding, like a lot of people, like families sleeping in a garage, couch surfing. So I guess homelessness can take a lot of forms, and it's really just, just kind of closer to more just having unsafe housing.
So it has different categories, you mean, right?
Yeah. So like it's not just the rough sleepers that you see on the street, but there could be families sleeping in their cars. There could be families, like the phone calls that we get to our service a lot of times are, we're a men's accommodation, but we get calls from families asking for help, or how can we, or
even financial problems.
Financial problems, yep. And the things that lead to homelessness are so much broader than I think people think. Like, there's mental health and there's addiction, but there's also family breakdown. People that I think of myself personally. Like I'm very lucky to have the family that I have, because if I ever made a mistake in my life or financial bad decision, I've had family to fall back on, but that's not the case for everyone. And so, like I said, it takes on many
forms. It depends to the person, it depends. It's not like general things for everyone. Yeah.
So it's just a feeling, like if I feel that I cannot live anymore with my family, can I just consider myself homeless and contact you?
If people need any support, I mean, like I said, Salvation Army is just one piece of the puzzle. And because I said, like, it's so broad, homelessness, and we can help a couple of hundred people, but the fact is that there's always still more daily, like, people that are needing that kind of support with housing and finding permanent housing. And so yes, we're one point of call, but our team's quite well trained in terms of, like, if we can't help you with a specific issue or problem or finding a solution, we can find another service that we work with that might be able to help you, be in a better position to help.
Yeah. I'm sure that you know that the city of Melbourne have vowed that to end homelessness, the issue of homelessness by 2030. Do you think that that's possible?
For me personally, I never want to give up hope, and I would say the same, that, like, that should be our goal, to end homelessness, because the fact that one person should ever, like, no human, no Aussie should ever have to experience this, and so I think that should be our goal. I'm not speaking on behalf of Salvation Army. This is more just myself, but I think, like, as long as people have, the world's not perfect, and I think people will run into issues. I think it will be an ongoing thing. We can definitely eliminate it, and we can definitely, the government has power, and people have power to, like, start addressing it and fixing a lot of the issues, so that's not as big issue. But let's hope, man. I'm on board with it for 2030 if that's our aim. But I think there's a lot of work to be done. And
yes, we are all for it.
We're all again, I said it plenty of times, but we're just one piece of the puzzle. Hopefully we can do our part, and then everything else.
And that's very interesting. Like, we have heard about the different categories and things that are affecting people and homeless. And you know that the city of Melbourne also, as I was talking now to Eddie, about that they are vowing to end homelessness by 2030. What do you think the challenges are that are faced by people who are affected by homelessness?
Yeah, thanks for asking that, Osman. It's I'm thinking for people who come through our service, I can probably give an idea of what's common experiences and responses to what I do and what I work on for people and with people is recreation and leisure. You're going to find that quite a few of our residents have lost their social networks, have experiencing quite a lot of isolation for quite a few reasons, and really do find it a bit of a struggle, perhaps a bit of a luxury to be thinking about what might bring them joy or what brings meaning to their lives.
Yes.
So there's a bit of a restoration and a chance to reconnect, I guess, in general. And through the recreation and leisure, those opportunities, we try and build small groups, on-site activities. It may be as simple as dropping in for a fresh fruit smoothie.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's very important.
Or coming in and, selecting your own ingredients for a smoothie and making, having choice.
Yeah.
And then I guess from there, kind of gaining trust. I can see that can take some time. And then I guess we kind of work outwards from there. And that's where kind of stepping outside the residency into the community, which might be a known place, it might be an unknown place, an unfamiliar place, for us to kind of have activities that involve other locations and other people who are welcoming and understanding of people's journeys and how vulnerable they are. So I guess that's what we try and do with the recreation and leisure, and then embed that into life. How do I experience that on a daily basis? Do I give myself that?
Yeah, that's
And
very
so
interesting.
I think that this is very interesting because you have touched on the issue of the social connectedness and how you can link about, and also I like about the recreation and leisure thing that you're looking for the little boy who was playing when he was too young and playing around with his friends, and this gives you that sense of humanity and self-appreciation, self-esteem. I think that's a great service. Would you like to add anything, Eddie?
Yeah, I think just go back to your question about the challenges people face. I think there's 1,000,001 things that could be challenging people at any one time. And I think, as many years as I've been in here, I think I'm like, wow, I can't believe, that I'm finding new challenges that we're trying to support people with. I think just on how we approach the challenges, I think is a very important thing of sometimes you need to know when to pick your battles and when to fight. And so when we sit down with someone and we look at their goals and plans, the ultimate goal is that people would be able to face those things and take on the things that they really want. But sometimes sometimes that can be in the forms of taking step by step. Sometimes it could be a big jump. But some of the really cool things that we're seeing is just empowering people to take those steps. And that could look like some of our residents have run art classes for the other residents. Some of our residents have done murals in our buildings, have done have refurbished our furniture and all the things that they have, and just taking ownership of the end goal again is getting housing, and that's a big part of what we do. But we want to be able to give them an opportunity to take these things on and be in a safe place where they can do that, because when you're on the streets, it's just about surviving. But when you're here, we can take care of that surviving stuff, and we can take care of our getting a house. Now let's focus on your life and what you want to do, and how we can start not just being a negative experience of I just need to survive and fix these things in my life, but I can start to have hopes and dreams for myself. And so it becomes less about those challenges and more about you've taken some big steps in your life. Let's be really proud of this. And
that's good. Yeah. I love the way you're explaining things, and especially you mentioned about the social networking. That's very important. It helps everything almost. I believe it helps everything in the life, whether it's connects your business if you want to do the business, helps the mental health, and helps the to connect with the people. It solves a lot of problems. So it's a very good thing. Yeah. So let's have another short break, not long. We will come back and we'll talk about the Flagstaff and open door. That will be interesting parts to continue after short break. Okay, we'll come back soon.
Sing Now Community Choir. Join music director Susie Kelly in this inclusive community choir for adults of all ages. The choir sings music from across the world and spanning many decades. No previous experience is required. For more info, call us at 9328 1126 or visit our website.
we are back from the break, and we are very happy to be here back with Eddie and Peter from the Salvos, and it's Chatman Friday. So since we are talking about men, maybe it would be good to see how do men usually take the issue of homelessness. Do they deal with it in a better way with the issue of homelessness, especially compared to women or for those who have families? Tell us a little bit about that, Eddie.
Yeah, I think one thing I'd like to highlight when it comes to the challenges that men face, I think is loneliness. You know, a lot of people, whether it could be from family breakdown or but loneliness. Like one of the guys I was speaking to not too long ago, he told me, you know, this is the first person I've spoken to in 4 weeks.
Wow.
And like, I don't think we could ever fully understand how much it can mean to someone, for someone to come up and have a conversation with them. And, you know, these are things that we take for granted. But when people are on the streets, like, who do you have, you know, a lot of the reasons because they've lost their connection to their family, and to create a new system around you. That's why, I mean, I know it's come up a lot of times when we talk about community and social network and why that's so important. It's because, yeah, it's the loneliness epidemic that we have for people experiencing homelessness. So, yeah, I think that's why, you know, I know, I'm sure I can speak for Pete as well, and this is that, like, we're so passionate about, you know, supporting men in this spaces because, you know, these are things that, like, you know, can just go under the radar, and we're really, I could never fully even comprehend how they must feel to be in that space. So, yeah.
I can imagine that, you know, like when it's definitely affecting your mental health, and you have, when you sit with yourself 2 hours, you think about a lot of things. So if I'm sitting for 3-4 weeks saying nothing, not speaking to anyone, it must be very hard. What do you think, Peter, about that?
Oh, yeah, that's something we'd probably be around with any one of 100 people that are in using the crisis accommodation in any one day is that experience, whether it's happening in that moment or it has happened. I think it'd be very common. So I guess the times when the signals or the moments and the opportunities to intervene in one of those experiences as a worker, as a person trying to create activities, whether it might be an art class. I've got to be conscious that this could possibly be one of those times when I'm meeting a new resident for the first time, and that conversation is perhaps the conversation I have or the invitation I get to converse with that person has been one of those moments when they're kind of reaching out and they're wanting to connect. So for the community to kind of consider that when the term homelessness or homeless person or person experiencing homelessness, if you're in the community and you kind of see this, we really don't know how people are travelling.
Yeah.
So I kind of forget your main question again, but
yeah. But I just to add to what Peter's saying, like it was beautiful. We were just talking about before, like even just today, when Peter ran an art class and I came in just towards the end, and one of the guys was just sitting in the back, and he's been there the whole time, and I've noticed this guy had been joining in with like a lot of activities, and but even though he didn't engage with the artwork, he just said, you know, I just appreciated, like I'm just here for the company, like I'm just here to you know, just being around you guys and not just us but the other residents and stuff as well. And you know, it's a beautiful place. Like if you ever get to, you know, in the places that we work at, Flagstaff and the Open Door, you know, we start to build like a sense of community and you know, just even within our own walls, just places where people can feel safe to kind of just be and just exist, and they don't have to do anything or or be anything, but like just if we can just start there and just allow people to be safe with us. It's a powerful thing, and I hope that we never take it for granted. You might just see it as an art class, but it can be so much more to that for people. And so,
and I'm sure about what you're doing, like at the Salvos, at your service, whether it's at Open Door or Flagstaff, is a great effort. But what do you think that those who are listening to us now, or the people of North, or residents of North and West Melbourne, should do when they meet people who are affected by homelessness, especially men? Like, what do you hope that's going to happen with the men who are when they go outside? Because definitely within your premises, you can try to do a lot, but outside, then what do you think that we can do to help you on what you're doing?
Yeah, I can answer this. I think that's a question I get a lot from people that when I tell them what I do is like, what can I do to help? Because there seems to be a barrier of like, do I give this person money? Do I say hello? Do I just not look at them to make them not feel ashamed? And I think, it's such a shame that there's such a barrier around, again, we've been speaking about the loneliness and how people don't know how to connect. But one thing I'd say is, a conversation can go a long way. And again, like it's up to you to judge. But like, if you can, just even a hello means a lot. Like just the fact that people are being ignored all day. And look, the North and West Melbourne community is amazing. Like even just yesterday, 2 days ago, I put up the word on like a Facebook community group for North Melbourne. And I just said, hey, we need some bikes for some of the guys that are going to work. Does anyone have any bikes that they'd be willing to donate? Before, the next day when I opened up my messenger, there was 15 people offering bikes. So people want to get involved and people want to help.
Yes,
there's that thing, but also, look, there's a lot of other like volunteer groups around out in Melbourne. I suggest you to have a Google, but like just like there's that offer like like a weekly or monthly or even just a once-off kind of thing. So definitely have a look into that if that's something you want to do to help, and then it's just a great way because then that breaks that barrier that I'm talking about, because you're there, you're in their space, you've made that first move to kind of be and say, hey, I'm here to help. What can I do? And it could just be as simple as like serving the salad, but again, you're making a difference, and I just want to highlight that those small things and those small acts of kindness go such a long way. So
relates to the people offering things for the homeless people or people experiencing homelessness. It's hard to talk about the other areas, your services here in North and West Melbourne, but again, is there any difference between the tough things or the problems that they are suffering? Depends to area by area, because in the remote places maybe they can't find a lot of offerings, as you said before in your Facebook. 15 people offer the bicycle.
I mean, there's pros and cons, I guess, for people that are experiencing homelessness if they live in North and West Melbourne. One thing that's really good is that, like, the Salvation Army, we aren't alone in what we do. There's so many other groups that we work with that are just around the corner from us. And like I said, like if we can't help you with a specific thing, like almost every need, like there's like every month we have like our, we meet here with your team and some of the other groups that are doing good stuff, where it could be anywhere from the police to other homelessness services to like just people like your next door neighbor might just be, this old lady that's packing lunches, and like so like we're all like we want to see like it's never a competition, like it should never be a competition between all the services, like we're all here to help. And so I think one of the benefits of being because when you're in the rural it can be a bit hard and like and there's less like the consistency around here is really good. Like we a lot
of people around here and everything is close to each other. So we can a bit. If we can't help, Osman is down here.
Right.
Yes, of course.
Gas or there's other organizations that
always there are neighborhood centers everywhere.
Well, we have a great community here, and I think that we're very happy here at North and West Melbourne that we have a number of agencies and big people who are here. Even the residents are very happy to help, as you have mentioned, with the cycle story, which is a great story that we would like to share, and would like to share. Thank everyone who have contributed to the efforts that you are doing. Now we will go for a break, and we save the best for the last. Speaking about the open door and the Flagstaff residencies and activities gone there.
That's right.
Yeah, let's go for a break.
The men's afternoon tea. It's a casual get-together for some food and a chat with other men from the neighborhood. New people are highly encouraged and it's free. It happens fortnightly Thursdays, 2:30 to 4 p.m. at 58 L Street, North Melbourne.
Welcome back, dear audience. Peter with Eddie here. We will talk not long, but maybe for about 4 or 5 minutes more.
Yes, sure. And we are saving the best for the last. Actually, we want to know more about the open door and the Flagstaff residencies. They are very special names, but people might not know what you are talking about. So tell us a little bit about the open door and Flagstaff residencies. What are they? When did they start? And what are the services there?
Cool. Maybe I'll start and I'll share a little about Flagstaff Open Door and what I do, and then Pete, maybe you can share a bit more about what you do.
That's right.
And how that works. So Flagstaff and Open Door, they're two of our main sites that Peter and I work across. So at Flagstaff, we have about 60 beds for men that are experiencing homelessness. And at the Open Door in North Melbourne, we have about just over 40 beds for residents. So at any one time, we could have up to 100 and 110 people staying with us. It's not a permanent, so it's crisis accommodation. So we have people coming in from pretty, but they might be sleeping rough, and so they can stay with us for a few months. And in those few months, we have, like you said at the start, like a holistic approach of, it's not just the community engagement team, which is me and Pete, but we also have employment support. We have case managers that are working with people to.
Beautiful.
We have support workers that are there on the floor every day to help with the everyday stuff.
Cool.
We have the kitchen team that provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner at every meals. We have our alcohol and drug team that help with.
So it's a real community over there.
Yeah. Even within our team, it's it's a community, and when we all work together to kind of like make sure that they have the support that they need, and we're passing on and working with each other to make sure. So that's a little bit of a snapshot of how it is. We have like our rec and lounge areas where the guys can come and hang out with us, courtyards, and then I'll let Pete talk about some of the activities that they do. But on my end, so I'm the community engagement team leader. And so what I do is I pretty much just want to make sure that the guys that stay with us and live with us, they have access to things that in the community that we might take for granted. So it could just be like making sure that optometrists have a way to come in and check the guys. We have vaccines so people can do their shots. Or it could be like recreation stuff. Like I'll reach out and there's been some really cool groups that have helped us, like the MCG. We're taking the guys there for the tour tomorrow, free of charge, because the MCG have been like, the team there have been like, we want to help out. And these are things that some of the guys are so excited to go because they're like, I've never been, it's so low on my list of like things I needed to do that to have this experience is, so I just want to make sure that people have access.
Very excited,
that they can go out and get it, but then those services can also come in and,
and
support our guys. So that's a bit more how I work. And then, Peter,
maybe we can speak about the software. What's happening?
Sure. Well, the day-to-day kind of scheduling of those activities, a mixture of on-site, maybe inside the residencies, which is kind of very accessible, and it's just outside people's rooms' doors. We can go and do some board games or come down for a coffee drop-in. We have monthly barbecues during summer, which are that's fortnightly barbecues during summer.
I like it. I came.
Remember
last year? It was a great one.
The guys definitely love the barbecue.
They're one of those activities that kind of cross over, and they're a little bit porous because these. Our facilities necessarily have to respect people's privacy and confidentiality, and this is a temporary, but that's our residents home.
Yes, that's home.
I'm working, and that's how I kind of approach my role is I'm working in their home,
Yeah,
That's right.
which is kind of an important thing to kind of respect space.
True.
But then we kind of break out of the residencies and we go for community haircuts. We go fishing.
That's interesting.
We go to go-karts. We go on treks. We did a whole month of bushwalking with Eddie's Run Club that he come up with, and
Wow.
that was really popular. Green spaces,
So
lunch
people
out.
start running together and so on.
Yeah. Every week we've been going out. We just did the 1,000 steps last week in Dandenong Ranges.
Okay.
Yeah, the guys love it. Like, even one of the guys said to me, is like, I never thought I'd be able to do the 1,000 steps. But because he's been coming with us for like the last 4 or 5 weeks to our other hikes, that like kind of culminated into the 1,000 steps. He's like, but with you guys encouraging me and knocking on my door, waking me up in the morning, it encouraged them to go. So all the power to him. But like I said, we're just here to empower them and give them an opportunity to do that stuff. So, and also I want to highlight that, or just add side note, that it's not like Salvos are like we're super rich. It's actually been the community that's supported us to for people to be able to go karts and all this other stuff. Like people are like, hey, I just want to here's a little gift to help people. So it's been again the North and West Melbourne community has been amazing and the support for us and support for the guys.
Yeah, thank you, and good on you. You're doing a lot of services, so
Thanks, guys.
lots of people are happy. So the community becomes happy. So it's very helpful.
Yeah. So if I'm a new person, say I felt that I cannot stay at my home anymore. So how can I? What should I do to apply or? What should I do?
If they want, so one of the other places I will highlight is Launch Housing. They're a good place to, if you can Google their number. They've got quite a few sites around. They're kind of like the focus center of like, they know where space and available because we all kind of report to them and like say like this is what our current things. So they're the number one. But even if you still want to give us a call to ask us any questions about our services, we're more than happy our team's more than happy to have a chat. And so I don't know the number off my top of my head, but if you just Google Flagstaff Crisis Accommodation or the Open Door Salvation Army, those numbers will come up and our team will be happy to have a chat.
That's right. Yeah.
And if I stayed there, say for 3, it's a temporary residency, right?
Yeah, it could be anywhere from 3 to 6 months. I mean, it's case by case. If we don't want to just throw people in the deep end and just put them into a house if they're not ready, we want to put them in. We want to make sure that they have that support before we put them into a house. But but the thing is, like, when we're not in the business of just putting people on the street. Like, again, we have other places that that support us that also house people, like Ozanam House or other places around. So
So as an exit strategy, usually you try to link them up with other services existing in the
area.
area.
We make sure that we have a really good relationship with. I won't just throw out the names because people listening might not understand, but like there's so many other services out there that provide similar stuff or things that we can't support people with. There should always be an answer to how we can support them and pass it on.
Yeah, we 4 of us, we are good friends here in this show, but the time is our enemy.
Thanks to the Salvos, actually, it's very interesting and a lot of service that has been provided. And thanks to Eddie and Peter for the great service that they are providing for people who are affected by homelessness in the area here. We wanted to ask many more questions. But,
even I wanted to ask something about your hobbies, but
there's no time for that.
Next episodes, invite you again, maybe after a couple of months, or maybe in the next season. Invite you again. Give us some more updates on that time. So, dear audience and dear listeners, it was our today's episode, and now the time is up. We have to say bye for now, and until next Friday. God bless everyone.
Goodbye, and thank you very much, and that's Chatman Friday. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Perfect. Thanks, guys.
Chatman Friday, a podcast for Maine in North and West Melbourne. Chatman Friday.